Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Between Two Barbells with Mike and Jeralee Hahn here at Body Fit Training Lincoln. Today, we are going to be talking HYROX. HYROX is one of the hottest fitness racing series around the world, and it is really catching on here in the United States with some of the most recent races around the country selling out within minutes of going live. So we know it's getting popular, but how do you train HYROX? There are only select gyms around the country that are able to actually get certified to train HYROX. And luckily, Body Fit Training Lincoln was the first gym in Nebraska to be able to be certified to train it. But let's break it down. So, Mike, what is HYROX?
Well, as Jeralee said, is a fitness racing series where basically you run in between 8 different stations. So you will run, do an exercise, run, do an exercise. The run's 1,000 meters. The skier, grower, 1,000 meters there. Different exercises have different distances that you're going to travel, different weights that you're going to use. And so what makes HYROX great is that unlike some other races out there, it is accessible to everybody. There's different divisions of ages. There's different weights that you have to do based on gender and age. So it really can be something that can be broke down for everybody, which makes it appealing to everybody and something that everyone can do. Unlike some other maybe competitions out there that have some skill involved, whether it be barbell skill, kettlebell skill, maybe it's obstacle skills, stuff like that. HYROX is something that we can train here at BFT and you can develop without a ton of skill. We just need to kind of help you get better at those different exercises there. And anybody can do those things. So that's what makes HYROX very appealing to the masses, which is why we're seeing the popularity soar in the United States. It's kind of the Taylor Swift concerts of exercise right now. What makes us be able to be an affiliate is that all of our BFT classes, whether it be strength, hyper, summit, cardio use, strength endurance, we all do elements of HYROX in every single class. So if you come here and train at BFT, not only do we train specific HYROX classes, but all of our BFT classes are going to incorporate elements of HYROX into them, which makes this the perfect place to train if you're going to be doing a HYROX race.
That's a great breakdown of HYROX. So obviously we've seen, elite athletes be able to do this, people that are, sponsored by Red Bull or that were in other types of competitions that have moved over here. I'm a 40-year-old mom, Mike, like he knows this. But how do I train for HYROX? What's the best way to do that?
Well, as I said, get a BFT membership, which you already have, obviously. So get a BFT membership. That's the best way to do it. But with that, we have HYROX specific classes on Sunday and Wednesday that are going to just work on those elements of HYROX so that you can get better at the skills involved in a race. That's number 2. Number 3, probably incorporate a little bit more running into your day just because you have to run 1,000 meters throughout that. However, we have plenty of cardio classes here. They're going to help with that endurance if you're not much of a runner, and that's okay. Okay. So those are the 3 things that I would say. First, get a BFT membership. Second, come to our HYROX classes. 3, maybe incorporate just a little bit of running into your day.
Because HYROX is an endurance sport. So there is a lot of running involved in the race. But there are options for HYROX, unlike some other competitions where you have to always do it by yourself. Mike, let's break down what are the types of competitions that HYROX offers to be able to really have everybody do it.
Sure. Obviously, you can do it on your own. So you can do it as an individual in either the open or pro division, and that's going to change the weights that you do for like farmers carry, sandbag lunges, stuff like that. But you can also do it as a doubles, and you can do it doubles, male with male, female with female, or like we're going to do in Dallas, you can do a mixed doubles. So what that looks like is in a doubles race, both partners run together. But then when you get to a station, you can split that up however you want to. So maybe it's even Steven, you do 500 meters on the ski erg for each of you. Maybe you have a really strong rower that maybe rows a little bit further than the other person. It kind of depends. And then when you get to kind of a mixed version, you might have a male that's a little bit stronger that can do the sled push a little bit better. You might have a, female that is maybe better at the farmer's carry, something like that. So you can break those things up a little bit. Another thing you can do is do a team relay. And so what that looks like is each team consist of 4. There can be female, male, and mixed. And what that looks like is within that relay, each member is going to run twice, and you're going to do 2 stations. And you can break that up however you want to. So that kind of makes things a little bit more adaptable for people. You could get a team, you could get doubles, you could do it as an individual. And, so if you're not all, gosh, I don't know if I can do a full thing by myself, that's fine. If you were to do a marathon, it's not like you can do a partner marathon. You can't do a partner CrossFit. Well, maybe you can do a partner CrossFit competition, but for the most part, it's individual. So HYROX has developed ways that you can get other people involved so that you can all do it together. So if you have some strengths or weaknesses, you can kind of break those up a little bit based on who you're with.
Yeah, it really does make it accessible for everybody to have fun with it, to be able to try something new and be able to challenge yourself in new and unique ways. And one of the benefits also of being an affiliate is we get early access to tickets to these HYROX competitions. There are more and more happening around the United States. And the best part about it is we get tickets up to almost a week before anybody else gets them. So if you're a BFT member, you also get early access to the race tickets, a little bit of a discount on those tickets, to be able to get there and get that training done, but be able to get into the race that you want, because they're going to be selling out pretty fast from what I've heard in 2026. So Mike, what else does BFT offer for HYROX? What times are classes? What other things do we have?
Sure. So specifically for our HYROX classes, we have classes on Sundays, normally at 7, sometimes at 9 a.m., and then Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. So we have HYROX classes twice a week. But like I said, being a full-fledged BFT member is going to allow you to train for HYROX in all of our classes in some way, shape, or form. You're going to develop strength endurance. If you're pushing the sled, which, hey, for guys is over 300 pounds, you're going to need to be able to do squats. You're going to be able to need to do other things that are going to make those legs strong enough to do that. If you're doing pulls, you're going to be able to, train rows and stuff like that in a way that are going to make you stronger. So first off, get a BFT membership. That way you're going to be able to train all the different elements of HYROX and then come to our HYROX classes, which are included in every HYROX membership.